I've not done dutasteride. I take a half of finasteride.
That's one of the other steps.
It's helped me. It's really slowed things down, but it's not made my hair grow back or anything. But
Yeah, I'm also
look at this fucking good head of hair over here.
I'm not going to say anything.
also do the little like drops, like little foam drop.
That's minoxidil, which I don't do. I should at some point think about doing, and I've talked to the doctor. I've never done it because the problem is all of these things. Once you start doing them,
You can't stop.
if they work, awesome. But you have to do them or you lose the progress. And it goes away permanently. So you have to do them for the rest of your life, which is why I just decided that we're going to take one pill every day to start. And if it worked, then I know I can do that every day for the rest of my life.
We did this one so that it would just be like a little bit easier, a little bit lighter. I didn't want to do like the Rogaine stuff because that will cause your hair to fall out.
I mean, minoxidil is Rogaine. They're the same thing. Minoxidil, yeah, I'm saying it right.
Something
I think.
like
All right, that's gonna be a wonderful intro before I hit go. All right, let's rock and roll. We are old officially. Hello and welcome back into the Section 109 podcast. We are back after a few game hiatus. I think the number is 4, I believe, between this one and the last one. We're here to game recap. I am Breezy. That is Matthew. That is Jim. That is the GOAT, Bobble Juan. Also, fresh parents, Bobble Juan.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations. My guest, future CFC starlet. Summer Hernandez and Juan Hernandez have welcomed a baby into the world, which is adorable and wonderful. And Toby, I might make an appearance at some point here. We like comments, subscribes, especially subscribes, because that means that you'll actually see our thing in your YouTube algo when we take 5 weeks or 5 games off. Boys, how are we feeling? We just we're going to go back and recap a few different games briefly and then talk about the playoffs and whatever else. But we have not only clinched a playoff berth, which is the thing we wanted, but we clinched a home playoff berth in dramatic fashion. Jim, let's go to you first. How are the vibes, my friend?
Oh, they're really good from just an overall kind of outcome based. I mean, how could they not be? I mean, it's we were sitting here at the end or at the beginning of August, wondering if we were ever going to win a match again. Yeah. So a couple months later, and again, I said on here, I think I said on Twitter, I always thought, even the first week of August, I thought we'd make the playoffs. I mean, I was worried because we'd lost like 85 games, or we'd not won like 85 games in a row or something like that. But I still felt like we would win we would get in the playoffs. And I looked at the numbers and realized, we've got a shot if we go on a run of not losing. We still had a shot at a home playoff match. And so I still thought that was maybe a step too far. So
Same.
So I'm really happy. I could be happier with the performances, but the outcomes, it's been great. So,
Matthew, how are the vibes for you?
I mean, honestly, really good. And I think it was Sebastian that asked me that question in New York after the game.
Oh man.
In that perfect, wonderful, pointed way of how are the vibes, buddy? Because we had just had that dramatic win with the Tate Robertson free kick after playing utter shit for a half. And in a lot of ways that, actually that New York game kind of encapsulates a lot of this season for how is CFC going to be successful on the field. It's never been with possession this year. It has.
It's never been with sustained possession. It has been the further on we've gotten to the season, which is very interesting to me. Moments of possession. We've managed to pick our moments to try to keep the ball for 30 seconds. And we'd never do it 10 times in a game.
No.
But sometimes we just do it 3 times and we get the goal.
Or more likely, we just get a goal doing other wild stuff. And
Yes.
we've had halves where we've played really bad, or we've just seeded the game, which we don't necessarily have a problem with, and then just block every shot you can. Eldon does Eldon shit, and then you do a little bit of moment of magic in the moment that you have, because you create a moment for yourself. We create a moment in every game, and the quality to take advantage of it when it does come has been the story of getting back to winning ways, and to getting back to accumulating points in every single game of the last 8. And here we are. It was just enough for a home playoff game. Top 4 in the East. Who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
My vibes are very similar to both of y'all's. I just wanted to make the playoffs, and we had clinched obviously between our last time we recorded together and today, and so that is enough for me to look at this season and say whatever happens in our upcoming game, it's a successful season.
It's been a good season. It's been a really good step forward.
But then we got a home game, and I wasn't going to be able to travel almost certainly wherever we went, unless maybe I could have done a Huntsville away game, but it would have been tough. So getting a home game is particularly selfishly really nice for me. Also, last game I was back on the Capo stand, which was a blast from the past, and I had a lovely time. And the vibes were really good in 109. We spent a lot of time deciding together to be mean to Kennesaw. And it was, I don't know, man.
How has that ever changed?
It was, but I think we were extra together in being mean. And it was really fun. And yeah, I think vibes couldn't be much higher. I agree. I just, at this point in the season, because we missed the playoffs last year and how we missed the playoffs, I didn't care how we played. I just wanted to win.
Sure.
And when we got I do care how we play. Obviously, half of this podcast is describing why we're good or why we're bad or whatever else. But right now, I just wanted to make the playoffs, and then of course, I really wanted the home game. And so, yeah, I think vibes are about as high as they could be. I think maybe some of my expectation will change in the off season, but by hook or by crook, let's fucking do it. And we did it, which I think is a common theme for all of us. Certain moments would have been nice for less agony and suffering on what we thought was about to happen, but it happened.
Yeah, I think the last time I was on, I don't know if that was the last time you recorded. I don't remember.
We recorded once since then, I think.
I said, I want to make the playoffs, and I don't want to be the first picked. So we
succeeded.
We succeeded.
Honestly, I thought we would have been the first picked. However, once Carolina Core made the playoffs, you're welcome, Carolina. With our shootout victories when we put them into the playoffs, they would have been first picked, is what I think. Because I think that while we might be an appetizing matchup for some teams, Huntsville probably in particular,
which is crazy because
we beat them
3 times.
3 times.
They're like, surely it can't be 4.
That's why I think we're an appetizing matchup for them. And they proved
we're probably going to get them anyway.
Yeah. But I think Carolina Core is, some offense intended, the worst team to make the playoffs. And there's a reason they're the 8th seed, and I think they would have got picked first, and then I think we would have got picked after that potentially.
I think we actually did. I think we did Red Bull a favor by knocking Atlanta out.
Yes, because
Atlanta's been kind of hot.
Atlanta's been real hot. They finished the season 7 of 9 or something like that on wins.
Doesn't that just break your heart that not only did we make the playoffs, but making it home, but by doing that,
we got Carolina
we knocked them off. I don't care about getting Carolina in, knocking Atlanta out. Any Atlanta team.
I'm gonna be honest, it warms my cockles.
Yes. Especially,
it couldn't have happened to a nicer bunch,
right? What? And watching that 20-minute game, which was just like an exercise in sadism.
Yes,
yes. Masochism, probably.
If you have a masochism kink, that was probably the game for you.
Awful, but
Matthew, let's if you're good with this, let's rewind to the last time. So the last time viewers and listeners would have heard from us was post Huntsville, which was a 1-0 win. And we talked a lot in that one about like how that game was a little bit different and how we just did what needed to be done. And also how we were, of course, lucky. And we saw in the beginning of that, or in that game, I felt like some of the things we saw then in the run we went on after that too, which is we were able to at times wrestle control back, even from Huntsville in that game, something we talked about on that podcast. And I think in these other games, while we didn't win the XG battle in every game, and that's something we'll talk about a bunch in the offseason, I think what we did do is in the key moments when we needed it, we took control back from the other team and we imposed our will, even if it was only for 30 seconds or a minute, or a lot of times 5-minute stretches to go get a goal when we needed one. And then we just bent but did not break. And the belief in the power of friendship, played for one another, played for each other, and let our former Premier League goalkeeper bail us out. And I think you saw the beginning of that in the Huntsville, and then it kind of continued on. So
I would say that everything turned in Orlando.
Go on.
So Orlando is, or at Orlando, early August was both game number 10 winless.
Yeah.
And also
game one of the new streak.
Game one of the new streak.
Yeah.
And
well, it wasn't the new streak because we won 11, I think. We won the following week, right?
Whatever. Yeah, we won the following week.
Because that was the week that I told you, like, buddy, we're just going to get a bounce one of these times. We can't not get the bounce forever.
But like Orlando is where
the belief came back.
Where the belief came back. The vibes turned.
Shout out Nathan Kohler for willing us to a draw.
It wasn't, I mean, yeah, it was Nathan Kohler for sure, but it wasn't just Nathan. Like,
sure, for sure.
Colin puts his body in the line,
giving his life.
Yeah,
he hasn't been seen since then for that. But he
that's
helped.
Not true. He played like every other week since then until Atlanta.
Oh, Colin got hurt in the Atlanta game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he also got hurt in the Orlando game.
In my mind, that was the last time he played because he died. He died for us to score.
It honestly looked like it in lifetime. It looked like he got absolutely murdered, and he kind of did because we subbed a sub. Like he was, but like Orlando is where everything changed. Yes, we gave up the late backbreaking go ahead goal.
Which could have broke us, man. I thought that was going to break us. I was like, finally, we're going to get like some momentum, and then they scored, and then I was like, well, at least we're going to pull out a draw here, and then we let that back breaking, and it was just like, oh no.
No, it was the other way around. They went up. It was 1-1. Then there was the red card. Or no, it was 1-0. Then there was the red card. We were up. And then Orlando scores the equalizer. Orlando scores the go-ahead goal.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
and then we came from behind.
So what I mean is, I thought my emotions during that game were that like, oh, like we're gonna pull it out. Oh no, well we're gonna keep a point here, and then like, oh no, back-breaking loss. We're never gonna win again.
Yeah,
that was my emotions through that.
Yeah, and then like Kohler rescuing us there, winning in the PK shootout, and then just grinding out a game in Carolina. Mm-hmm. And you got to remember, like, the away game in Carolina, the 1-0 win, Tate Robertson penalty kick, the penalty is drawn by debutant Anthony Garcia. Mm-hmm. It's also a yeoman's performance from Luke Kuzikiewski, a halftime sub. It is his debut, who played not just the 6, where he's mostly played for us this back half of the season, but also had to just fill in at center back. Like, this is a guy who was playing as Des Moines' number 10, really. Like an advanced central midfielder, just scoring goals for fun. Turns around, congrats, man. Welcome to the pro game. You're a center back for 20 minutes.
Also been scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, also. And then he comes out and scores the header against Huntsville.
So take me through the results of those games.
What I find interesting, every name you've mentioned, except for the possible exception of Colin, every name you mentioned is somebody who didn't start the season with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would push back on Kohler there because he kind of did.
Yeah, I mean,
His signing came after the first regular season game, but he was with us by the last preseason game.
oh, was he? I don't know why I thought he came in like a month into the season.
He started starting, I think, a couple games into the season.
Yeah, like
So-
there's really not a big.
No, but yeah, I agree with Jim. In my mind, he's like a fourth game.
I don't
on
know if he gets officially signed until after that Huntsville home
But
game.
he is different than the other guys I'm
Yes.
thinking of.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
he's been
He's
here.
accused-
He's been here longer. But
Husakiewski.
the late additions have made all the difference. I mean,
There's a
they've made
mailbag
all the
question in
difference.
here about the guys that have arrived since June, and
Okay.
we'll talk about it. I think. In
No,
more
I think it's
detail
a big. It's very instrumental in who we've been in this home playoff game.
Yeah.
So we win at Carolina, start the new streak, win at home against Huntsville. We've covered those games. Then after Huntsville was the 2 consecutive weekends without a match.
Second preseason, as Bill Waltrip dubbed it.
And we went out to Matthews, to Charlotte, North Carolina, to play Crown Legacy.
So nice of you to have us.
You're welcome. And that first half, that first half of the first half was bad.
So something that I don't know if we've talked. I think we've talked a little bit on this podcast, but I've definitely talked about a lot lately off the podcast. Is we are a team of 2 halves in almost every game, where we have one bad half and one good half, and it's not always. Occasionally we have 2 mediocre halves. Occasionally we have 2 bad halves, but very rarely do we have 2 really good halves. And it's interesting. There's some credit for the coaches, obviously, that at halftime making good adjustments. Don't know what's happening at the beginning of the game. But sometimes
a double-edged sword there.
Sometimes we do have a really good first half, though, and then like a poor second half. But we do in this game and in many games have a story of 2 halves. Like it's almost 2 different games with how different they are. It's not just a little bit better and a lot better. It's like, you know,
This is a remarkable game in a lot of ways because it showed something very, very different on our end of things. Going down 1-0 pretty early, not ideal. Not playing great for first 20, 25 minutes. I actually thought we got better from about minute 25 until halftime.
also
Really, really settled it out a little bit.
That's a classic soccer thing where the first 25 minutes of a game
Because you're coming
on the
off a
road,
long break. Like that's
Yeah.
unsurprising, in a lot of ways. But then you come out in the second half like, okay, second half, we've been playing better. Halftime, we'll make an adjustment. We'll fix something, probably make a sub. I think we did. Come out in the second half like, we'll figure this out. 5 minutes in, we get scored on again. It's 2-0 Crown.
Yep.
And like, historically speaking, you go
thought
down
that was it.
you go like, oh, we go down 2 goals and you just mail that thing in.
positive that was it.
I mean, we can't score 2 goals, let alone 3.
Bingo.
And then something just kind of wild happened. Husakiewski, not 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it was later.
What a fucking finish.
That's probably goal of the year.
Gavin Turner's Philly away one, if you don't count the vibes because of the comeback later on, is a
Oh boy, yeah, there's gonna be some competition between those two.
but it is a nasty goal at a perfect time. It is one of those finishes where Odunze is like at full stretch and he can't get it. I think it's Odunze. Can't get it. Like it's just so, and it's one of those where you're like, that looks so easy. Why doesn't that happen more often? Obviously, incredibly difficult goal, but just so good.
And then from there, it was like Luke scoring just changed the mindset of the team. To
Totally.
Like, no, wait, hang on. Like we fight. Like we're not going down without a fight here. Like we're coming out swinging. And it wrestled control even. And like Charlotte's not one of those teams in MLS Next Pro like you see most every week that aggressively wants the ball all the time to do their thing, right? Like Charlotte is Dean Smith's the coach, right? At the MLS level, like they're fairly content to even do 2 banks of 4 and to wait for good opportunities to move forward, do some patterns, do some stuff like that. And so we just took control of the game and really became the aggressors, really started to impose ourselves. And I think that gave us a little bit of belief of like, oh, okay, like, you know, we can do this.
And I think
it was just wave after wave after wave of attack, and it was eventually an own goal.
Yeah, I don't remember
the
the
80th minute.
own goal, but
Dylan Singh smacked it off of one of his defenders.
they tried to clear the ball. It was cleared off the line, off his own defender's
That's right.
face.
Yeah, and in.
Oh,
And
that's
in.
right.
It was awesome. Also,
And you saw that moment totally, because Charlotte had been doing some good defending. You know, we'd been doing some good attacking. Charlotte had been doing some good defending. Dunze had made a couple good saves. And then it was just that moment totally sucked the absolute life out of them.
I think
because
that
if you
broke
remember
them.
Crown, at this point in time, it's like September 12 or so. Crown's season ended a week before everybody else's.
Yeah.
Because they weren't a part of Decision Day. They
Right.
desperately had to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt.
and as soon as we made it 2-2,
You saw the life drain out of them, and then you keep the pressure on even more. Keegan just does a really, really smart play to get ahead
So
of the
good.
ball.
Well, no-
in a moment where almost nothing was going on.
well, this is the one where
Defender
he,
commits a stupid foul.
this is the one where he presses the guy,
Yeah.
and the guy tries to like do a little instead of just clearing the ball, tries to do a little deke one way, and and like Keegan manages to not foul him, and as soon as the guy turns the other way, he just takes the ball, and then he turns straight towards goal, and that defender just hacks him down, and it's just like such a smart and very athletic play to like get around him and get that ball, and then of course penalty. We're up 3-2.
Tate sends them the wrong way. It's 3-2. You feel really good about this moment because there's just not a lot of time left. And then,
Gavin.
yeah, it's just there's a free kick. Callum plays it, kind of takes it pretty quickly, sends it down the line to.
Gavin roasts two guys. Mango points, I want the ball here.
Yeah.
He passes the ball right to that spot. Mango chips the keeper. Done. 4-2. And that's the thing. That's another thing. It was another vibes thing because we have weathered many like wins, 1-0 wins and whatever else. And this was like, oh no, we closed the game. And I do
Yeah.
think there was a little extra like belief that kept building out of this game. And getting it 4-2 and making it 4-2. And obviously coming back from 2-0 is wild.
Yeah, it was only the second time all season that we scored 4 goals in a match.
It tracks.
Yeah, and that one also had an own goal in it.
We like own goals.
We do. They're a great scorer for us. So that's 4-2. We came back home against Carolina Core. Almost nothing happened in this match.
It was a pretty bad game of soccer.
Carolina Carolina can be super aggressive and like attacking if they want to be, but they kind of just weren't. And
Other than our old friend Jesus hitting the post, like basically nothing happened in this game.
that was pretty early too.
Like the fourth minute or something.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
And
I
then
remember thinking,
everything
of
like
course.
this was just a nothing game.
Yeah, I thought we were fucked. I'm like, of course. Of course.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, looking at the stats, it was just. I mean, it's like as about as even as you could ever have it. I mean, it's 51-49 possession. Core 8 to 11 shots. The second number is ours. We had 11 shots. Shots on target 3 each. Big chances 1. Chances missed 1. Pass percentage, us were 85, they're 84. I mean, both teams, they had 296 passes, successful passes. We had 295. I mean,
It's just equal. Yeah.
Just I think the combined XG in this game comes out to like 1.5.
yeah.
I don't even think it was that high. I think it was like 1.2.
Like just
I think it was
nothing-
like 0.63 to 0.43
just like
or
nothing.
something.
Just nothing happened in this game.
Yeah, I left going like, well, that was 2 hours I can never get back.
That was a game of soccer, I guess.
I left going, sucks to lose the penalty shootout because that was a bummer.
Yeah.
But number one, I love Eldon because he told fuckface to go away and stop taunting us, which was awesome.
Yeah,
And
Opta has it at 1.5 combined.
and then
Nice.
the other thing that I loved about this game is it was another point towards playoffs, and all I could think about was playoffs.
Yeah,
Playoffs.
points. Yeah.
Get a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to New York after that. No, that's not true. We went to Atlanta.
I don't know. Check your.
After the one, oh, where is it?
No, we
New
went
York.
we went
New
to
York.
No, we went to Atlanta. That's the Wednesday Atlanta game that got delayed.
Got it. So that was a fun. That was a fun game because not a lot of stuff happened in that first 70 minutes other than us scoring. It was kind of an even game, and then
We scored on our first shot.
FOTMob moved the game when we finished. I was like, wait a minute.
The official stuff on the CFC MLS Next Pro schedule sites have also shifted it, and it was shifted in the American Soccer Analysis.
Oh, really?
Reports, yeah.
And so you look at that game, and like it's a game of truly two days because we spend the first 70 minutes of that game like winning 1-0, just kind of grinding it out. We're fine. Like
There's some shots either way. They're mostly. I think Atlanta had more on target stuff had more shots than we did. None of it was really that dangerous except for like one or two things.
no big deal. Then the rain, sky opens up, rains a ton, field floods. Fans there tell me that they were too chicken to finish playing. It seemed like they could have played, and whatever. So we go to New York after that, but we'll get to New York in a second. So a week later, we resume this game on a Thursday, and we might have played the most terrifying, and Huntsville's included in this, 20 minutes of just let's let them pelt the ball at Eldon's face we've ever done. And I think that might have been his birthday as well. I heard a little birdie say so.
What did he do to piss the team off?
I mean, they left him out to dry, and that was just crazy. But the good news is, like has happened all season, he just continues to be a brick wall, and the team gets the blocks in the key moments, and we get those very, very, very important 3 points. So much so
They had
that
like 22 shots.
Yeah, in that 20 minutes or something.
Yes. I mean, they ended with 28 on the game. I mean, so they probably had like 15 shots in that 20 minutes.
Absolutely. It was terrifying, but all that mattered is we got it done.
It was like a defensive drill. I mean, it was like, okay, we're just going to...
Not just a defensive drill. You got to remember, like, we had just made sub because it was a midweek game between Carolina and New York. We had made intentional
subs.
So right before the sky opened up, we had made our two final subs of the match. So that group of players
had to come back.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a ragtag group.
Yeah.
At that point.
And they were fresh and we were fresh, but it wasn't our starters. And it was probably more of their starters.
And we weren't really fresh either because we were coming off midweek. Or we were coming off the weekend and traveling a bunch. So, like, it was a real, like, you know, bring your lunch pail sort of day. And you know, and like, as we saw in that game and on decision day, like, Atlanta's group got young, but also got mega talented. And once they started playing the same kind of group of guys and not doing all this, like, big drop down stuff with their MLS team, who I think we've all discovered has massive problems, which should have been a red flag, you know, at the end of January, when we beat them. You know, they got this younger group together and they started just rolling off, like, good play, good wins. It was a much tougher game than their place in the table would have indicated.
Yeah, I agree. But we got it done. Then we go to New York, and this was a wild one.
Yeah, we were.
How were the vibes there, Matthew, in stadium?
Oh boy. I was with family all day, so, like, I had only had a couple of beverages going in, and I really needed more because that first half was. I think I had also discovered that we're in New York. I'm there in person, and you know, I wasn't down in Atlanta, although that game did not conclude right then. I was at home for the Carolina Core game, which was a draw. I wasn't at Crown, and I wasn't at Huntsville at home for the win. That was my college friends weekend. So I hadn't seen a CFC men's match won in person since New England Revolution at the end of May. And so I was just chalking it up to, like, well, guess I'm the problem. Just sitting here in these stands.
I need a Taylor high. It's me. I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Button for you.
So, like, very early on, New York has all the possession. They have a bunch of shots. It's all very dangerous. We're playing not very good. And there's not a lot of people there. There's a decent cohort of CFC fans there because there always is, but not a lot of hooligan supporting people. So we're all just sitting there watching and analyzing. And shout out, Marin was there as well.
Nice.
And so we sat with her, and so it was interesting to hear the things that she would say as well, and just kind of had to decide in that first half that, well, okay, we're just gonna let the vibes take us here.
Something that happened in that game is we conceded some terrifying shots because those kids are really good, but they were mostly all from distance. And so there were some spectacular hits that Eldon had to make some saves that did not feel good, but they were almost all from distance. Unlike earlier on in the season where we conceded a lot that were really, really close.
There was one big moment that he had to make a great save on. That was very close, but everything else, was at.
And then in the second half, we come out and we get...
There's a halftime sub. I forget who it was, but there's just more energy. There's just more legs.
Always a tale of two halves.
And I think they only had 6 shots in the second half compared to 16 in the first half. 8 were on target in the first half.
0 in the second half.
Was on target in the second half. And you can tell New York was getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Because they could pass around us. They could do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. They could have okay, they're packed in, 11 guys behind the ball. There's not a lot of space. Sometimes we're slipping through and it goes off target. Sometimes we're one touch away. You know what? This really talented player who's probably going to be an MLS star one day, he'll just take a curling shot from outside the box, put it in upper 90. And then he did. But Eldon would just save it. And that gets frustrating after a while because you start to doubt your ability. You start to doubt how good you are.
And I think you doubt that the other team's not just going to keep saving it.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of
no, their former Premier League goalkeeper keeps fucking saving shots. Shit. How long does this game have left? You start to doubt yourself, and then it has a cascading effect because the more this is going on, the more that you realize internally you have to hit something otherworldly, and so you lose your technique, you lose your head a little bit, you lean back on a shot because you have to give extra power and extra spin, and what happens to that?
It goes wide.
Hitting the ball really, really hard and really, really specific is not easy, and it never was. And if you lose your training just a little bit, it's going to go wide. It's going to go high. It's going to not do what you're trying to do because you're heaping all that extra pressure on yourself.
But as you said in the second half, we didn't. I mean, you combine the fact that they had taken a lot of shots in the first half and not gotten anywhere. The second half, they didn't have a lot of shots. I mean, they weren't even getting... Mm-hmm. So the shots they were taking,
oftentimes they were trying to make the extra pass,
they were
extra pass.
Right, they were always trying to dribble it into the goal, and that had to be doubly frustrating. They weren't even getting to the point where they could take a shot. I mean,
if the good shots that you were taking keep getting saved, you try to remember how we would always try to upgrade for the better shot.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
At a certain point, and I think. In your fandom with Arsenal, you've experienced this over the years.
Got to pass it into the goal.
There was no need to say that, Matthew.
You start believing that you have to just pass your way around for a tap in because it's the only way you're going to be able to score.
Yes, and you work yourself into the horseshoe of death.
Yeah, and that's a little bit. I think it's a little bit what would happen with New York. And then you give a good player a moment where there was a handball shout. At in the box for us, and right as it's waved off, Gavin receives the ball and makes
does a wonderful job to draw that.
Gets fouled,
so good,
and then Tate lines up.
Tate happens
and just broke out the driver.
Yeah,
so good, man. when that went in, and the funny thing that I found amusing is that when that went in, there wasn't a big celebration. They were just like, fucking finally. It was just like, I don't know, like it was like a little bit of disdain for New York. It was beautiful.
I don't know if I've said that. I don't know if I've said this enough. I like to thank Lexington.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Lexington.
For being fucking stupid.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you for letting Tate come back home.
Jeez.
Oh.
Then Matthew, that takes us to this last game.
To the last 20 minutes in Atlanta, which we've talked about, and then to Decision Day.
So we go into Decision Day with a playoff spot well and locked up, but we are now needing 2 points because we control our own destiny. 2 points for a home playoff game, and if some results go our way, maybe 1 point's enough.
Which they
maybe
quickly
whatever.
didn't.
Which they immediately didn't.
Honestly, that really helped my vibes. Number one, having a home game would have been awesome, right? And it is going to be awesome. A home playoff game in the playoffs, or in our second year in MLS Next Pro, love it, great, awesome. But our away record's kind of good, if we're being honest. And I wasn't really that sad about an away trip, especially because we've been playing really well on the road. Like, whatever, not a big deal. And so I kind of adopted the mindset ever since we made the playoffs. I've kind of adopted like let's just enjoy it. Let's be more chill. Let's not worry about it. Like, we're in. That's the thing that matters, and everything else is gravy. Mm-hmm. So Decision Day was a lot more calm for me than it was for some of you. But like,
There's no need to brag, Matthew.
but like, you go in.
We were playing with house money.
Yes.
We were playing with house money. We got scored on in the second minute.
Oh, that was not good.
New England scored about 5 goals in about 4 seconds. Huntsville took an early lead against Carolina. Like, all these things just all happened. I was like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Going on the road.
we're going in 5th place. No problem. Whatever. All good. And then we score. And then it gets a little interesting. But yeah, like,
And then we go to the penalties.
yeah.
And-
Well, no, let's talk about the thing that could have helped us win the game.
Hitting the post.
Well, there was that too. No, I mean, right before penalties, we had a breakaway and a chance to win
Oh, yeah.
on the field.
And a brilliant football tackle from behind to denial of,
yeah.
denial of a goal scoring opportunity.
You had to, and I mean, you loved that. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh
know.
yeah. Everyone went crazy.
I think because I didn't make the game, and so I was watching from home, but I immediately tweeted out, it's like, that's a great play by, I mean, that's a
high soccer IQ move.
Yeah, he's got it. He has to do that.
Statistically speaking, what
Because
is
he's
your
going to miss what, a minute?
statistically
exactly.
speaking, what is your best chance if you're Atlanta to make the playoffs? It's a penalty shootout, as opposed to whatever XG is going to get created
Right.
from a one-on-one.
Because at that point, I don't know if he was thinking this, but at that point they had to win. They had the playoff shootout was for
For
playoffs for them or home game for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
do you give up a massive breakaway one-on-one?
but I think he does that game one. It doesn't matter that it's the last game. I think
Correct,
game
yes.
one of the season. You any scenario, you take that
Any
guy
game,
down.
you take the guy down,
Yeah,
try to
absolutely.
preserve the draw.
Which is in this case, like this type of thing, the punishment does not meet the crime.
Agreed.
I mean, but there's really nothing else.
Well, I don't know
mean-
about that. He's going to be suspended for the first game next year, or
No,
his
well,
first
okay. I mean, if he's even
his first game in any regular season competition next year.
So if he goes to MLS, this carries over to.
Not just MLS.
Well.
If he goes to USL, it carries over. If he goes to
Yeah, I don't know that that's.
if he goes to the
is that
A
really a
League,
big
it
deal?
No, it's not.
No, who cares?
Because we could have missed the
if
home
he signs
game.
if he signs with us in the offseason, he misses our first game of the regular
Well, that
season.
is that would be
Come
would
home,
be some
brother.
shit.
Come home.
It's
I
that
like
kind of-
high IQ
it's that
soccer
IQ
players.
right there.
Yeah, it just you hate that. You hate. I mean, it's
Who
like,
who hates that, Jim?
It's so anti-sporting.
if you're the team that needs that goal,
Yes.
you hate that.
Oh, I
And-
thought that was going to cost us the home playoff game.
Yeah, if we lose the shootout and
The
lose
injustice that we would be
the home,
talking
it's just
about
like,
today.
it's like the ultimate example of this. is
Luis Suarez's handball.
yeah, Suarez's handball.
Yeah, he did nothing wrong.
Oh God, that I understand what you're saying, but man,
You're
no.
a troll, Matthew.
Yeah, I know what
No,
you're saying.
I earnestly believe
No,
this.
he's doing whatever he can. I mean, he's doing whatever he can to win the game.
Do you have a better chance of winning the game if the goal goes in but you're still on the field?
right?
Or you have a penalty kick
I totally
shootout?
understand it. It's just that it's
A penalty kick.
It's
and
so
then a penalty
anti-
kick
It's
shootout.
not sport. It's just
Yeah,
anti.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just. I mean, listen. I love the dark arts. I mean, I love
Not
that.
not enough you don't.
I love that stuff. No, I mean, because I said at the time when I just kind of laughed when he took the who was
Keegan.
Yeah, that's right. It was Keegan. When he took Keegan down, I'm like, I just had to laugh because it's exactly what he's supposed to do. I mean, he should have gotten like carried off if they had won the shootout. He should have been like given
Carried
player
off
of the
the field.
year.
Yeah.
Carried off the field on their shoulders. I mean, it's what I would want our player to do.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean it feels good when it gets done to you.
Bingo.
You don't have to be. You could be tribal in sports.
Damn right.
And so
There has never been a good call that went against us or a bad call that helped us.
that's right. That's right. But I completely understand. It was exactly the right thing for him to do. I would want our player to do it in that scenario.
Yeah, but fuck that guy for doing it to us.
Exactly.
I agree, Jim. We're on the same page. It's this troll over here that they can't. They whatever. So we go
A
to
pox upon his family for doing that.
absolutely. Where's the little
Unless
thing that
he,
you put the spikes in?
Oh, voodoo doll.
Voodoo doll. Where's the voodoo doll for this guy?
Exactly.
Just I want him to be
He's
feeling
evil.
random
He's the
pain
worst
in his
thing.
leg. Ow! Why does my
That's
leg hurt?
That's everything that's wrong with
guys,
sports.
I need you to understand something.
Bingo.
There is nothing.
And also come home. I like high IQ soccer players.
There is nothing that you guys can inflict on this man through whatever pox or voodoo worse
Than playing for Atlanta United
than
too.
having to play for the Atlanta United organization.
Ain't that the truth? So then we go to penalties, and it is Tate gets one saved, which is
Oh my God. I was like, yep, that's it.
yep. And then
It's over.
And then we go to like the fourth round or whatever, and Eldon saves the one in the fourth round.
saves the
Well,
one
he
in the
doesn't
fourth round.
move. Like he just doesn't move.
Well, he knows where he's going.
But he doesn't really. It's like I don't know if he doesn't really. I mean, Eldon just stays there.
I think he knows he's going down the middle. Though.
Yeah, which is like, I if I'm a keeper, I'm like, I don't know that I ever move. I mean, it's like just wait for the stupid asshole that's going to try to Panenka, and then just that's because somebody's going to do it.
That wasn't a Panenka though. It was
I know
pretty,
it wasn't. I know it
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
But somebody's going to go down the middle.
You can catch it.
One of the five is going to go down the middle. Just stand there.
So the highest drama of the match should have been the red card, but it was not. So he makes that first save. Then we score, tied up. Then the ball hits him in the
Oh my
stomach.
God! How the hell does he not
And
save?
it goes through. And that was the high, because it was just like, oh no. And you could see it in his body language that he was absolutely.
He was like 100% when he stood still and saved that one down the middle. Like the progression that I saw coming, and I think he felt it was going to be stop, score, stop, done.
And that's what was starting to happen. And so there's a big Eldon chant after that miss, or after that missed save. And then he comes the next one and still reads it well, where the guy tries to go down the middle and he dives, but he doesn't fully commit. So he leaves that leg hanging out and just saves it. And then he goes, one of the, penalties create moments of drama, and he comes running to section 109.
This is
And
one of-
he jumped and he tried to yank down the cap. He wasn't actually trying to pull down the capo stand. I mean, I don't know, maybe he was, but he was just shaking it. And you can see like there's a bunch of people like hitting him on the back and grabbing him and shaking him, and he grabbed me and like we're grabbing and then Fareed climbed on the stand.
It's one
and
of
then
the
they dog
more-
pile. Almost, it's not truly a dog pile, but they're all like there's Milo's like hitting him on the back of the head in that way that soccer players hit each other when they make saves. It's just so good.
It's one of the more iconic celebrations, I think, in club history.
There's something I have complained vociferously about, that players are shy, or they don't feel the connection, one of the two, to come to 109, 110 and celebrate. And you don't have to do it every time, but I wish players would do it more often. And he does it so often, and it's so endearing to me that he cares to celebrate with us. And like I think I think he was starting to climb up, and then I think he thought better of it.
Yeah.
And then so he just shook it. And then Fareed did climb all the way up, and he was like, it was just, and I was like holding on to it to make sure he didn't fall.
It's even better that all the players have to run by the Atlanta bench to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's so good.
and
it was a walk off. So like the
Yeah.
Atlanta players are just, oh.
I had to like climb down from my pot in the stands where I was watching the shootout. I had to like run down there, not to celebrate, but just to hold the capo stand.
Which wouldn't
Because I wasn't sure if anyone else was bothering to do that at the time.
It was strapped into the wall. It would have been
It
fine.
was fine.
But
like I didn't believe it.
Somebody said like he almost pulled the capo stand down, and I was like, dude, it would have been fine. I would have died happy. No issues, doing what I love. And so, yeah, that was a home game, and that was beautiful, and what a fucking moment, man. Those are some of those moments that you never forget, and I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that penalty. And there's an iconic picture already of him running towards the stands. There's a couple different pictures that I've seen, and there's a video, obviously, and there's the iconic picture of, you remember Phil screaming at the referee, holding up his finger like,
Yeah.
I had a foot on the line.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like there are many.
Why bring that up?
No, but I just mean there are many moments that are iconic.
That's some fun symmetry. If you think about it,
like I said, it's great.
The Atlanta Decision Day shootout is the most meaningful shootout victory we've had since that like night with the Atlanta Silverbacks in 2018. Like, it's an Atlanta team. It's coming from behind. Like, it's got like that big crowd shootout vibe. It's got that thing on the same side of the field again. Like, it's just got that thing to it. And I think that's what makes it even more special.
It was such a fucking special moment. All right, we got about 15 minutes left. I know we have some mailbag. Is that where you want to go?
Yeah, we do have some mailbag. First, let's talk about just a brief summary. So, goal leaders on the season in all competitions, Tate and Mango both hit 9. Those are your
Thank
club
you,
leading
Lexington.
scores. Defender Tate Robertson.
Yeah.
Midfielder Daniel Mangaroff.
I'm not sure Tate Robertson's a defender. He might be technically a defender, but
He was originally signed here to be a midfielder, to be a defensive.
I'm just
midfielder.
saying he has 9 and 9. I'm pretty sure 9 and 10, whatever it is.
9 and 10.
And those are like 10 numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really good 10. Really, really good winger.
Yeah.
Really, really good striker numbers.
Third place in scoring is Peter Plongman with 4, who we haven't seen in about.
Which kind of says all you need. I mean,
It says all you need to know.
Yeah. After the season, that's the stat. You're like, okay, where do we got to get better? You can't have a guy finish third in scoring and he doesn't play for, a year.
Yeah, correct.
I mean,
Keegan Anslin and Nathan Kohler tied for 4th with 3 goals
each.
apiece. On the assist side, Tate Robertson had 10. He's easily your club leader.
Also, that is a CFC regular season record.
freaking insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Mangaroff had 5 assists in all comps for second place. And then third place is Milo with 3 assists in all comps.
If Mango and Tate weren't doing
our
it,
fullbacks have 13 assists.
Yeah.
and if Mango and Tate weren't doing it, we might not be scoring.
In a lot of
yeah.
ways, yeah. All right, so Philip Farrell asks, which of Huntsville, Carolina, Cincinnati, or Chicago, the teams 5 through 8, not respectively, would you prefer to get?
Carolina followed by Chicago. Chicago's really cold right now and kind of sucks, so I would potentially take them because I don't know if I could take losing to Carolina. But I think that Carolina's the worst team.
I think Carolina's the worst team. I think Chicago's got the most upheaval.
Yeah.
They're still pretty talented. Like David Pareba's kind of back from injury now.
They score a lot of goals.
A lot.
They give up quite a few.
Shukaluk has been an unbelievable player for them.
He's going to lead the league in scoring, I think.
Yeah, he did. Like 22 goals this year or something. Absurd number.
Hey, speaking of come home,
Yeah, right.
imagine adding that on the top of our.
Cincinnati's on a really good run right now. That's a team that had some.
No, they're hot. I don't want them.
That's a team that had a lot of change from their from their Eastern Conference win. Eastern Conference leaders last year. A lot of changeover. It took them a while to figure some stuff out. They just brought in this new academy player who is like not on a professional contract and is real good at like 16 or some dumb shit like happens here every other week in this league. They're a problem. And then there's Huntsville, who we've talked about this pound for pound. We think is everyone, if everyone's healthy, is the best team in the league. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
I know that
nobody's picking Huntsville.
we're not the only ones that think
We're gonna
that
get
way.
stuck with Huntsville.
So like we're hosting Huntsville. Like,
Yeah.
come on. That's how this is gonna.
Why
That's
would you
how this
pick
is gonna go.
If someone picks Huntsville, they're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God bless
that's brain damage level of stuff.
Yes,
like,
Yeah.
so like it's
nobody.
It's
gonna be
it's gonna be Huntsville.
Yes.
At home.
And let's hope we can do a
for
fourth
the
miracle.
for the third time and for the third time at home and the fourth time overall.
What was that? What would say 1-0, 2-1, and 1-0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like the
This
odds.
is why I said earlier.
We
it
talked about
just
this.
matters that we made the playoffs and we got a home game. That everything else is great. And listen, let's go win 4 in a row. It's only you only got to win 4 in a row to win a title. But
I
it's
thought you meant the fourth in a row over Huntsville.
Yeah, also that too.
things can be two things, Jim.
It could be.
But I think that's going to be
It's a
real
tall.
tough
It's a tall order. But like, if you want to win a title, like you got to go beat everybody. So like you're just getting them first. You know.
Yep. And let's hope that they are particularly worried about us because they haven't been able to get it done.
I don't know if that's a good sign or not.
So is it just like this seed? It's just like seeded like a normal. So if we beat Huntsville, we got New
No,
York.
it's a reseeding.
Okay.
Pick your opponent.
So that whoever's the top team that's left, which I mean conceivably could be us if we win potentially, but probably is not us, then picks, and then the other two get paired.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's 2 rounds in a row pick, and then the higher seed hosts the
All
final.
right. Next question.
Or the semifinal and final.
What role did I'm going to kind of roll these two questions into one? What role did the midseason additions play in the back half of the season? And
A massive one.
Where does
Yeah.
the roster stand going into the playoffs? Injuries, new stars, strong veterans. This is from Kyle Johnson.
Okay, so on the new stars front, there won't be anybody new, no new signings coming in. That there is a roster freeze, and it happened a while ago. I don't know when. So all of our signings were before that, obviously, but there will be no new signings. No one can sign anybody new. They would have had to be on the roster, the MLS Next Pro roster before a certain point. I don't expect. We haven't seen Peter at all, even on the bench. So I just
don't even.
don't expect him back. He's the only one that I know is out with like a serious injury or has been out with a serious injury. Everyone else, I think, are coaches' decisions, as far as I can tell. Colin Thomas is out now, but like we already spoke about him in this episode.
I want to make fun of him for Alex McGrath right then.
Did someone think Alex McGrath was coming back?
How dare you?
He's been saying that he's coming back next season, all season. Right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, respectfully, if you thought Alex McGrath was coming back for the playoffs, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. But you haven't been paying close enough attention. ACLs take longer. So yeah, I don't expect anybody back for the playoffs. I expect this group is our group. I would love to be surprised. We desperately could use a large man to bang in goals.
Yeah, but realistically, this group is
is the group.
This is the group.
And we're playing pretty well right now, so
And-
let's go fuck them up.
And the midseason additions were massive. Like we needed
We're huge.
Yeah.
athleticism. It brought a little bit of extra life.
Well, I know Jim had something to say about this because you started talking about it earlier.
No, I mean, I think I don't know that we even make the playoffs if we don't make those changes. I mean, or bring those guys in.
Maybe not.
I mean, it's just the team is just different. It was just different, and I can't. It really gives me confidence in the ability because it's hard enough to find talent before a season starts, but after everybody's picked everybody, and to go out and find players that I know some of the guys that we have came from other teams. That some of the new guys did come from other teams, but there were other people that they just plucked out of, free agency, I guess, if you want to use that term. And that's just it really does give me it more than just this year. That really gives me confidence in the club and the ability to find talent. They've just made an enormous difference.
I agree.
Interesting question here from Albert Mirza about referees. asking if it feels like the refs are biased against CFC because we're an independent team and not a second team.
So I'll be honest,
they're just incompetent.
Versus like incompetent, like the incompetence that we saw regularly in Nisa.
So that thought does. I'm not saying that thought's right because I think, in general, Albert, I don't think they think about it this much. This is what I tell myself, but I do have that thought every now and then, and this is like an intrusive thought where I'm like, that guy wants to ref more Atlanta United Academy games or whatever, like it. And I don't think that's actually true. I do think that sometimes these quote unquote professionals, like the MLS guys that drop down, like the big time pros occasionally we see, I do feel like they get special treatment. And I don't know if that is just the players.
Yeah.
I think sometimes maybe that is just they manage the referee better or whatever else. If I'm not being charitable, then obviously like some of those referees probably know who those players are and they, whatever else. But I do think in general, the refereeing in MLS Next Pro is significantly better than it was in Nisa.
Yeah.
It is still not perfect. It is still behind where we need it to be. There is a thing where they don't perform with pressure, and it's not as bad as Nisa, where they're like against us every home game, it feels like. But I do think there is a thing where sometimes these guys under pressure want to appear, and I think it's a psychological and like under the surface, they want to appear non-biased. So when the crowd is against them, it sometimes pushes them in a certain direction. And then the other thing is the non-application of a lot of these like special MLS Next Pro rules, like get the 10-second get off the field or the 2 minutes out when you go down and it's not a foul.
They've been terrible about that.
And like
recently.
it's just not consistent, and that really frustrates me. But like other than that, I don't think the refereeing is purposefully bad, even though I do have that thought, the same thought he had every now and then. But I think in general, it's just guys are just not good enough refs, and this is a training ground for players, for coaches, and for referees.
Yeah. I will say, I think the referees are a lot of the same folks that are refereeing in USL and even in NWSL, by the way. And I think one of the reasons why I don't have as many gripes about referees that I used to is because in MLS Next Pro, teams are playing with the ball. They are playing soccer. And in the championship and in League One, there's a little bit more ball in the championship. But like in the championship in League One, it's just grown men running at each other. It is like jousting, right? And if you have
Gaelic
young referees,
it's like Gaelic football
in training,
Jousting is a hilarious way to describe USL.
You are asking them to judge a literal fist fight. It's just not soccer. And like we get refereeing complaints, or we hear about refereeing complaints all the time from the folks over on the other side of things. And like,
you mean USL?
Yeah. And just like, I don't know what to tell you, but like play actual football for once in your life. And like, it'll probably calm down. Because guess what? It's the same refs in MLS Next Pro.
Sir, it's called soccer.
And okay, Rebecca Lowe. And like, it's just so much better because the referees actually have a chance to adjudicate soccer and not just wrestling.
Yeah, my most common complaint. There are some referees who have some stinkers, including in that Atlanta game, the one that we were under it for the last 20 minutes, and the first one. I think he was abhorrent. I think he was
two different guys, by the way.
Okay, I think both of those guys were abhorrent. I think they were terrible. I also think that in general the refereeing's pretty decent. My biggest gripe is the not consistent application of the quote unquote special rules.
Yeah,
but
that may be more a function of the special. I mean, like those are not always forefront in the ref's mind because
you're doing NWSL, you're doing USL, like you're
totally
doing
agree.
stuff.
But it's frustrating when it gets applied in one game and not applied.
When they remember,
or when it gets applied to us in one game and then doesn't get applied to a team in another game, and it's like, what the fuck?
Also,
it just feels very unfair.
Special shout out to Albert Mirza, who is a co-founder of Cleveland United FC.
Yeah, let's go. Albert, we need to message the pod. We need to have you on in the offseason. We need to talk about Cleveland United.
A new aspiring USL or UPSL team. They want to provide some pathways for some local players in Cleveland. And
I love it.
We love to see it.
We love to see people putting their money
I really can't remember a really big decision that was blown and like got me out of my seat yelling at a ref. I mean, I just don't remember that really recently.
Not really recently. There was a couple early on in the season, but in general, I think
I think the refereeing has been so much better than Nisa. It's
All right.
I think that will eventually wear off for me, but I'm still in that same feeling.
I'm recognizing the time right now, so I'm going to fly through the Justin Fazaro questions and save one of them. He says, give Sebastian his due across both men and women this year and discuss how big of a difference it was to have him. That's an off-season question. But yes, I agree. Should we expect success in future seasons to come from persistent mid-season recruiting and signing?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's an off-season question too. But that is.
I kind of hope we don't need it, but
so I just think that,
I think there's value there.
I think the difference is just really quickly. This is a guess, but at the beginning of the season, you're fighting against everyone else in all of the leagues who are trying to sign players, and then once you get to the middle of the season, only a few teams are looking to bolster. And actually, some of them are going to be out of roster spots, or they don't care, or they don't need it. And so I just think there's more talent available to us, and we can probably have a little more time with that talent to make decisions in the middle of the season. And it's a whole new batch coming out of the PDL, or that have graduated and are coming out of college a little bit later, so maybe they weren't available early. And so I do believe that this will be a feature in the future. I don't know for how long, but until the calendar changes, or if the calendar ever changes, I think this is going to be an option for us to get. I don't know how many guys it is, but also one of our guys was signed off another team. One of our guys was a loan from another team, and then a bunch of other guys were free agents. So it was the very clearly Sebastian and the technical staff and Davis and whoever else recognizing that we needed more and we needed different
injection,
and they went out and did it, and they all deserve credit for the monetary spend that went into that, obviously the identification of players that have contributed greatly, and like you said, I think we might have snuck into the playoffs, but we wouldn't have a home game for sure, and maybe we wouldn't be in the playoffs, as you pointed out, without these midseason acquisitions.
Another thing to consider here. So you mentioned,
but without Gavin Turner, I don't think we're definitely not in the playoffs.
You're signing Yuval Cohen to his first pro contract, which is how we got him out of Miami. You've got Gavin Turner on loan. Luke came from USL League 2, the PDL, from his season there. Xavier came kind of midseason. Left, I think he was with a UPSL, or not a UPSL, a League 2 team. Anthony was just a straight up free agent. But one of the things that we have seen is that there is movement in other lower division professional soccer. There's a lot of MLS to USL Championship loans this year on the back half of the season. There was a lot, whether it was clearing an international spot or just loaning a guy out that maybe is no longer going to be in their system. We don't really know yet. That'll be an off-season project. But a lot of times you'll see that players will move from a USL team to a USL team mid-season because, remember I said it was just jousting. It's like physical battles and throwing yourself at each other. And so you can sign a player thinking you're going to do one thing and get into it in actuality. And you're like, okay, this guy actually doesn't make any sense for whatever we're trying to do here. So I think there's also an avenue for actually signing other established pros somewhere else that just don't fit whatever they're trying to do. And we have a benefit here because our league wants to play with the ball. There's more soccer to be played. Whereas, we still want to get more Breezy, at least Breezy and I, we want to get more athletic, right? We want to be able to do those kinds of things. But you still have to be able to play with the ball here. That's never changed. So if there's an opportunity for an established pro instead of just a free agent,
sure.
I think those opportunities are going to be available to us.
I also think those players made us quite a bit more athletic.
Yeah.
We got younger and more athletic as the season went on, and it's been evident.
All right. Who's your best 2025 best 11, regardless of current injury and availability?
Ooh, let's do it. Okay, so we can all agree on the back line, right?
Yeah, I think
for real. Eldon, it's Tate, it's Fareed, it's Nathan, and it's Milo, right? So we can just skip that. So then we go from there. I am going to put in the pivot Kuski and Nick. I'm going to play a 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
I am going to put Gavin, Mango, and I'm going to put Yuval out wide, and I'm going to put Peter up top. You can switch up the Mango, Gavin, and Yuval however you want in that three.
I'm trying to find a way to get Alex on the field.
That's fair.
And I think he's in there. I think you're starting him at the 8. And if you think Luke's the best 6, then I'm throwing Alex in there as the 8
instead of Nick.
Yeah, because you'll have Gavin to run around too.
Do you agree with all the rest of it, more or less?
I think so. Yeah, you're not taking Mango off the field. It's
No.
Peter's been a difference maker when he's been healthy, and I'm finding a way to put Yuval out there too.
Yeah,
I'll play offset with these guys.
I really like Keegan, but I don't know where you put him in above
Peter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I like Keegan, especially with. I just can't get back. I just can't get out of my mind before he got hurt. Like him and Mango just.
Yeah, they had that thing.
Yeah, if one scored, the other was assisting. It was, and I just can't get that out of my mind. That at some point, if they had more minutes together on the pitch, we would have seen more of that. And they just didn't play in the same. They were not on the pitch at the same time for most of the second, or since he got hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I can't pull anybody off to put him on. I would say maybe he's my
first guy off the bench.
Sub.
Last thing from me, and I'm going to steal the Breezy part, but like, comment, subscribe, make us happy as podcasters.
Please.
If you've got a mailbag question and you don't always see when we put out the call for mailbag questions, which is totally fair, just leave it in a comment on wherever you're allowed to do comments.
Beautiful.
On your podcasting platforms. Last thing, last mailbag question. It's not a question. Victor Diaz just wanted to say that he missed the Cheddar Hooligans.
Vic, we miss you too, buddy. Can't wait to see you in December. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace.